So as I've said a while ago, behavior always follows our attitude. So let's talk about now how attitude predicts our behavior. How is that? Is it even possible? Yes, it is possible. It is when our attitude and our behavior becomes closer. It is when a specific or a general attitude has an effect towards our specific or general behavior. It is when our attitude and behavior has a stronger relationship with each other. So attitude that comes from our first-hand experiences or personal experiences has a stronger influence in our behavior. Let's say for example, an employee in an organization or in a workplace has a trauma on socializing with other peers. So that's her attitude. And her behavior would be she would be sometimes shy and she would not talk unless the other employees talks to her. So high social pressure has a negative impact or has a negative influence towards our employees or towards the employees rather, I'm sorry. So it may cause dissonance. So I've said a while ago the meaning of dissonance na, 'di ba? It is the contradiction between our attitude and our behavior. Let's say for example, in a workplace wherein your group or your team is the most outstanding and most brilliant group. Therefore, your employers would have so much expectation from you so that they wanted you to prove that on the next meeting or your next presentation. Therefore, your attitude would be gusto mo na ma-meet yung expectation nila. But your behavior would be you will be nervous. See, there's a contradiction. So to further discuss the attitude, let us now talk about different job attitudes. So now, let's talk about the job satisfaction. It is one of the major job attitudes. Job satisfaction, of course, we all know what is this. It is how satisfied the employees towards their work. It is their general attitude towards their job. For example, saying that I love my work, I love being at work is one of the examples of job satisfaction. There are two methods to measure the job satisfaction. The first one is the single global rating method. It has only few questions and it is remarkably accurate. It answers the just like the survey example. How satisfied are you in your job? Then there are choices. Very satisfied, satisfied or unsatisfied, just like that, or dissatisfied. Number 2 is the summation score method. It asks about jobs, various components, and it breaks down on how employees are specifically feeling about the different aspects of jobs. There are various causes of job satisfaction here, but we will only discuss just two. The first one is the pay influences job satisfaction. Of course, we all wanted to be paid according to what efforts we've input into our work. Commonly, here in the Philippines, teachers are the most unsatisfied on their job. Why? Because the government pays their unfair. They are not fairly paid according to what job they've made. However, not all the teachers are dissatisfied with their jobs. Some are passionate enough that they don't care about the money they have or the government pays for them as long as they're doing their work. Do you believe in the saying that money can't buy happiness? Because me, I personally do not believe it. Because it depends on the circumstances. If you were born with a gold spoon on your mouth or mayaman ka na pinanganak, then money can't buy happiness because some of the mayayamans tend to have no time with each other to the family, just like that. Kaya sila nalulungkot. But if you are born with na hindi ka mayaman, just like average level, therefore, kaya ka nga nagtatrabaho because you wanted to earn money. Kaya madami ang nadi-dissatisfied to their job because hindi sila nababayaran ng tama ng mga employers nila. The second job attitude to be discussed is what we call job involvement.
The attitude of the employees to their job is that they care about their job. And the aspect of this attitude is that how engaged an employee is to their job and how much energy they exerted for doing it. For example, if an employee is so much involved on her job, his or her job, therefore the number of absences will be lessened in an organization and the resignation rates will be reduced. Third one is the psychological empowerment, where it is indicated here that it is the belief in the degree of influence over the job, competence, job meaningfulness, and autonomy. The fourth major job attitude to be discussed is what we call organizational commitment. It is a degree in identifying the particular goods of an organization while wishing to maintain the membership in it. You can see here in my presentation, I have three different words here. The first one is the affective, the second one is the continuance, and the third one is normative. So I will discuss it all to you. So the first one to be discussed is the affective. It is just like the affective component which I've discussed earlier. It is the emotional attachment of the employee towards her job or her organization. For example, if an employee has a love for animals, therefore he or she will have the tendency to apply on an organization or on a job which cares about the well-being of the animals. Therefore, he or she will stay committed and dedicated to that job. So that's the affective. And the second one is the continuance. It is the monetary or an economic value that the organization gives to the employees. For example, the employees won't leave the organization or his or her job because the organization pays her well. That's the continuance. So the third one is the normative. It is just like an obligation to stay because of ethical concerns and reasons. For example, if you are the manager and you wanted to resign because of a personal problem, but you can't resign because there are ongoing activities on that certain organization, and if you leave, that project will be messed up and the organization will fail. So that's it. That's the normative. The fifth one major job attitude to be discussed is what we call perceived organizational support. It is when the employees thinks that the organization values and contribution cares about the well-being of the employees. They think about the perception of fairness that makes the employees want to stay. Employees have found to be more likely have a higher level of organizational citizenship behaviors, lower level of tardiness, and better customer service because of perceived organizational support. And employees that have a higher perceived organizational support, when they perceive that they have some input to the decision-making process of the organization.
So the number six major job attitude is the employee engagement, wherein it's just like job satisfaction, but it goes beyond job satisfaction. It is the employee's passion to their work. They are highly engaged and they have a deep connection to their organization or to their company. So there so there's question here saying that are these job attitudes are really distinct. So there is a high degree of overlapping between these different job attitudes. If the employees are has a higher job satisfaction, they tend to be more engaged and show a stronger commitment to the organization. Researchers are looking into trying to find ways to measure the different attitudes get at their distinctiveness.